Przede mną nowa płyta Just the Two of Us, czyli tylko nas dwoje. Matt Dusk i Margaret, artyści w Muzycznej Jedynce. Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
Matt,
Dzień
do
dobry.
you speak Polish?
That's about it. Tak.
Tak? Okay, so shall we speak Polish?
No, English is much better for me. Thank you.
Okay. Could you tell us something about this new record? Why did you ask Margaret? Because I presume you asked Margaret to do it.
Why did you do that to me?
Well, I always had a dream to kind of put together a duet record, and I was at an event with Margaret a couple years ago, and the one thing that really attracted me to her was not only her looks, but the way she performed in front of an audience. And, when I was talking to some friends, who should we look at doing the duet with? We just said, well, let's take a long shot, see if Margaret wants to do it. 4 months later, she said yes, and I was like, okay, let's have some fun, because to me that's what making a record really is about.
Małgosia?
Tak.
Byłaś zaszczycona, otrzymawszy propozycję?
Tak, to w zasadzie ta płyta to jest takie moje spełnienie marzeń z lat nastoletnich, bo ja troszeczkę jazzem się zajmowałam, troszkę sobie podśpiewałam i to było jakieś zawsze takie marzenie. Na początku tak naprawdę myśleliśmy o jednej piosence. Musisz mi przytakiwać po prostu. Tak. A wyszła z tego cała płyta. Myślę, że to bardzo przyjemny album.
She said this record is her dream come true.
I've heard
Yeah.
that. I guess a lot of people don't have good dreams, but that's
Come on.
it's fantastic to work with someone who actually cares and wants to do it. We were talking before that a lot of times collaborations are made because of strategic, steps. And when we were deciding to do this, it was more let's have fun and see what happens, because you never know the result. You can only know the process.
You were choosing the songs together, or
No, I basically.
I mean, he's the boss. But I also, you get mad at me a little bit.
why?
'Cause there
That's
is
interesting.
There is a song, it's called Something Stupid, and I hate that song. But he loves that song. And so he kind of forced me.
No, I didn't force.
No, you
I
did.
suggested politely.
Yeah.
It was one of my
politely.
favorite songs, and I just thought, the idea of, as I get older in my life, I kind of look at how men specifically ruin relationships very quickly by saying "I love you" too quick, and it's very innocent for Margaret, because we can both say it in the same way, where then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like "I love you," and I just thought it would be the perfect match of the voices, and also the age difference makes it cool.
I must say, I'm glad you forced her to sing
Ta-da!
this song.
Thank you.
Because I like the song too.
I give you here. Hold on. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's for our
Only
dinner.
100 for this.
That's all I have.
Okay, but you are a jazz singer, a crooner, I would say, and Margaret is a pop singer.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
How was the work together going?
Ja muszę się przyznać, tu wspominałam o tej piosence. Ten album to jest tak naprawdę była duża przyjemność, to też są kompromisy, to też są spełnianie naszych marzeń, ponieważ na początku tam było 12 utworów, a ja sobie jeszcze wymarzyłam nagrać jeden utwór, który zaśpiewałam sama, nie jest to duet. I Matt dał mi bardzo dużą przestrzeń i bardzo też mi zaufał. I ufa mi do dziś, co ja jestem trochę zdziwiona nadal, dlaczego tak, nie wiem dlaczego, ale to chyba jednak mnie lubi i chyba jednak uważa, że coś tam umiem.
Did you understand?
Not at all.
She says she trusts you, and then you like her. That's
You
true.
definitely do.
It sounded longer than
No,
that.
I mean, no, I said that you gave me a lot of
Freedom.
freedom,
Absolute-
yeah, in doing that
I mean-
album, and it's very important to me because I mean I'm just 24 and I just started, and you're in that industry for such a long time, and
It's interesting because from my point of view as being a producer,
thank you very much.
there's you have to let the artist be what the artist wants to be, because at the end you can guide and push, but the artist really truly knows what their voice is capable of. So I can push and direct, but ultimately it becomes what I want pushed on them. Now, in 20 years we all will listen back and we will critique our own work, but at that point in time that was the best that could be done. And I think that's what recording really should do, is capture the moment instead of judging the moment.
How long?
You're so smart.
That's what I believe.
How long did it take to record all these songs? And was it in Poland? Was it in Canada? Or in
both?
It was both. So basically, when I started the record, I recorded the entire record over about 3-4 months, doing the rhythm section. Then I would add the orchestra on, and then I put my voice on, and then I also had another female voice as a guide to say, like, this is how I hear it. Now we're going to take the record, and I gave it to Margaret then to put her own interpretation on it. But on this record, which is really special, is there's a few tracks that are just her and I live in the studio. Yeah. And what's interesting about recording an album is you make the record, you record it, then you go perform it. And while you perform it, the real magic comes out. And that was the job of this record, is to say, let's make the album, people can enjoy it, but if you want to see the magic, you'll come and see it live.
Now, a very difficult question to Matt.
We're not getting married, no.
You're not married yet?
Well, legally I am.
You have a Polish girlfriend.
Yeah, yes.
So why don't you speak Polish?
It's like dancing. If you don't dance all the time, you lose it, right?
Okay, but a difficult one. Could you compare Margaret and Edyta Górniak, because you sang with her too? Could you say who is better?
Who's better?
Yeah.
Well, it's not a question of who's better, because who was better, Frank Sinatra or Dean Martin? It's a matter of preference. And Edyta Górniak comes from a different point in her life where she can sing from certain experience, where Margaret also has a certain experience, and that's what makes the performance different. Every artist is going to have their own interpretation, and to some, they might like one better than the other, but who am I to judge their opinion? Because all it is I do this all the time. I perform with other artists all the time, so it's about the moment versus who is better.
Yeah. What is sure, it's that Margaret and Edyta are very big stars in Poland, very well-known singers.
But that doesn't matter to me, because it matters. What matters to me is that there's listen, if we wanted to get rich, we would go become drug dealers in Colombia, right? You don't get rich at this business. The thing is we follow our hearts and we follow our dreams, and that's what this is about, because the moment is now, and that's it. If we become successful ever.
Paulo Coelho.
No, but that's, I mean,
a little bit, yeah.
What
a
is
little
that?
bit
Dreamy?
Okay, now say something in Polish.
Jak się masz?
Only jak się masz,
Szły koło wody, pchła do wody i ta druga pchła płakała, żem tam ta pchła pchała.
Yes, tak. What else can I say in Polish? I forget everything now. You put me on the spot.
Okay. So you can sing instead of speaking Polish together live here in the studio.
Okay. You want to do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
See the crystal raindrops fall. I see the beauty of it all.
No,
it's when the sun comes shining through.
To make those rainbows in my mind, when I think of you sometime, wanna spend some time with you.
Just the two of us.
We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky.
Just the two of us. You and I.
Bam, bam.
There we go.